Alright, so now it's the final video, and this is for plotting. So how to make a plot out of this. So the first part, we have the average distance, and here at the bottom the standard deviation, and I already filled all the values from the pivot table that we just generated. So the first part will be just to make a plot of the average. And remember, do not select anything else. You just want, the variables, and that you have like the groupings, right, the categories, and the two treatments, burned and unburned, and the values inside. So once you selected it, you go to insert, and you can create a bunch of different plots. See which one you preferred. I'm just going to do a basic bar plot, but you can do whatever you want as long as it makes sense, right? So here's like a very, very basic, very standard plot, and then you can make it larger if you want to see it better, and so on. So here we have the categories, like shrub, subcanopy, and canopy, and the values for each of them. Here's what not to do. So you can play changed colors. You can double click here, and then you can change the colors if you want the burned section to be let's say red. So you can do a solid fill for red because you think it makes sense. Whatever you want, just making any way that makes sense to you. All right, so of course here change just one, but if you click in all of them at once, then all of them change at the same time. And if you click in the other group, you can do this, I don't know, a nice blue shade. Okay, it doesn't matter as long as you're consistent. But what I want to show you guys is what not to do is, like, one of the options is like to switch row and column. And notice that if I click here, it will group them by burned and unburned, and then the colors now represent either canopy, subcanopy, and shrub. Why you don't want to do this is because now the main comparison is always like between these two, right? Canopy for burned and unburned, and now the bars are really far away from each other. It's much harder to see a difference, between canopies for each of them and subcanopies and so on. That's why if you click here to switch and go back to what you had before, it makes more sense, right? Because now I'm comparing these two, and then I'm comparing these two, and so on. Okay, so pay attention to that. Pay attention if the comparison you're showing in your plot makes sense. Okay, so one more thing you need here is to have the standard deviation bars, or it can be standard errors, which is slightly different measurement. But in our case, we're doing standard deviation, which is what we calculated here at the bottom. So with standard deviation will be like a little bar that will go like up a value. Let's say for canopy will be 7.74. It's going, because this is the mean value, right? So it's going 7.74 up and 7.74 down. How you include that? Once you click in your plot, you can go here to, in your chart design tab, right? Go to add chart element, and then you can do error bars, and you can do a bunch of other things which I'm going to show you guys in a second. And then here you can do like a basic standard error, percentage, standard deviation, and so on. You don't want to do a basic one because it will just give you a standard value for all of them. And if you notice here, you have a different value for each one of them. So you need to go to more error bar options. And then firstly, let's do like a burned series. In this extra bar that shows here on the side, you need to go to custom, because you need to customize the values that you have. Because notice here again, it's just giving you like a standard value for all of them. Once you hit custom and you go to specify the values for your custom, just giving you just a value of 1 for everyone, for either positive or in the negative value. So just delete that. And what you want to do is you want to select these values down here. How you do that? You just click in the first one. So the first, it reads exactly the same that it's here in your plot, which is exactly the same order as you had in your table before. So that's why it's important for you to keep an organization in the same way. Will make your life so much easier. So click here in the positive value, which is the first one, positive value. It's this one. So just click there, and then you separate them by a comma. So just do a comma, and then the second one, subcanopy, click there. click a comma, and then shrub. That's it. No more commas, no period, no nothing. Just leave it this way. But see, you need to say the negative value. In this case, exactly the same thing. So just go back again to burn canopy, click on the first one, click on the second one, and click on the third one. And as you notice, it's exactly the same. So you could have like just selected this whole first field, copied and pasted in the bottom. And then once you hit OK, now it really reflects the numbers that you had here in the bottom. Okay? So then you just need to do the same for the other one. So let's do it again. Click here in the option that you have, like in the other grouping that you have in this case, will be unburned now. Add chart elements, error bars, more error bar options, and then down here you go to custom and specify the values for your error bar options. Then again, now we'll be doing unburned and canopy first. So comma, subcanopy, comma, and shrub. So as I said, you can just like copy this whole thing. So select all of it, copy, and then here at the bottom, make sure you delete what you had there before, and then just paste it. Once you hit OK, there you go. Now you have a proper error bar options. But the plot is not done yet. See, you have a chart title. So you can either do a title if you want, or you can just leave it blank. But this is what? This is average distance, or it can be distance, because now this is what's showing. But like here, you need to say what is in the y-axis and what is the x-axis, because here we're saying that this is canopy subcanopy, but what are those? You need to tell me what those are, or tell the reader, right? So you need to go again to format, to chart design, and then here at add chart element on the left panel, you can do axis titles, right? So you can do a horizontal title and a vertical title. So let's do first the horizontal. As soon as you click there, and this is what? So this is like plant category or plant type, I don't know, whatever you want to say. And then you can do the same for the other one. Add chart element, and now you want to do a vertical for the y-axis. And what is this? Double click there, and this in this case is distance, and very important, distance is in meters, right? So just say, you know, what those numbers are, what is the unit you're using. And of course, as you're doing, maybe this is a little small, so you can go home to the home button and just, you know, increase here the value that you want for this one. Make sure you make exactly the same number for the other one, same size, and so on. You can edit basically everything in your plot. Okay, so make sure it looks like beautiful, it looks professional. Okay, don't overdo, don't go too crazy on things. But you can remove these bars here if you want. You can make them transparent, whatever you want to do. Just make it look nice and professional.